And it's the very thing you've been avoiding. And you're making an entry-level corporate salary of $60,000 and you've been wanting to make a salary of $100,000. Whatever you are struggling with in your life, that is your map. It is your actual blueprint that says you must go this way. But there needs to be some laying of the hands, because I see we just, handing out titles these days, because I need that feel-good neurotransmitter transmitting. This is the Ever Airwaves Think podcast, brought to you by Live One Company, where we explore ideas that challenge, comfort, and clarify. I'm Liv, and in every episode, we break down life's complexities with intellect, insight, and a touch of curiosity. All right, we're on air. Yes, you can change your life overnight. And the reason being is because change is measured incrementally. The fact that you have this little spark in you, this desire to change, is change itself. Your own self-awareness is a check mark in change. So if you, my friend, are laying there in bed at night and are thinking to yourself, okay, I want to get my MBA, I want to go for this job promotion, I want to start my own business, then guess what, girlfriend? You are changing. Like, this is a small ticker in change, but hey, it's change because you weren't thinking this before. So a win is a win and your dopamine is kicking in. Dopamine. What is dopamine? If you're wondering what dopamine is, it's just the happy juice in your brain. So when you become happy about something, when you are winning in life, when life is going great for you, your brain releases dopamine, which is this happy juice to make you even feel better. So basically, back to what I was saying, if you're thinking about things to do better in your life, going for your master's degree, PhD, a job promotion, starting your business, then you are technically changing. You are what we call changing on demand. And if you're actually in the process of doing these things, even better. But if none of these things are coming to mind for you to do, or if they're basically not things you even desire to do, or maybe you've done them already, maybe you've accomplished these things already, then there is one thing that you can do right now that will bring you the biggest dopamine hit of them all. And no, I'm not talking about drugs. Because we know some people out here getting high as a kite, okay, from a dopamine hit, okay? We are not talking about drugs at all, right? And I don't co-sign it, so, but I am talking about something else. And it's the very thing you've been avoiding. Let's talk. I just finished reading 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think by Brianna Wiest. Very good read, especially for my highly intellectual queens who knows that reading will put you in rooms that non-readers will never be invited in. Yes, catch it, okay? Catch my shade. And something that stuck with me in reading her book is when you don't know where your life should go next, then the things you struggle with the most indicates what you should be working on. So in putting my OG hat on, okay, y'all remember OG and connecting the dots? Do y'all remember OG from basically when she was telling Evelyn Lozada and them on Basketball Wives to connect the dots? I hollered, but OG was handling the girls, okay? She was gathering them. And I love how she stood up for herself. She was not letting Shawnee O'Neal or Evelyn Lozada and their lap dogs walk all over her. Okay, no dog walking over here. And I think that was the last season I probably watched. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the last season. After that, I was just like, no, thank you. But now Shawnee O'Neal is a whole first lady, you know that? And I was like, what? That never really sat right with me, but there needs to be some laying of the hands, because I see we just, handing out titles these days, but let God be true and every man a liar. I guess God knows what he's doing. Okay. So no. I don't even guess. I know God knows what he's doing, right? And he allows things, but let's carry on. Okay, because we are here to unblock the trapped dopamine in your system, and we are concentrating on changing your life for the better. So your struggle is your signpost, and it's the key indicator of what you should be working on to level up. Whatever you are struggling with right now is really God giving you a major clue about what's next in your life and how he will use that struggle as your breakthrough to the next level. Like, have you ever found yourself begging God to remove something very specific from your life? Like something you contend with or just find to be too difficult? Because I know I have, I be begging and pleading, Lord, please, no. I don't want to go through it. I don't want to have to deal with this. Take it away. I don't feel like it. Take them away, remove it, block it. Okay, block them, right? Because there have been people that have been obstacles for me in life. Like I remember this one woman, she was threatened by me, but I didn't really know she was threatened by me. She was full of harsh words and critique. And actually they were career insults, and that pretty much proceeded out of her mouth and really let me know how very bothered she was, right? And she did this to a few other people as well. Now, trust me, I skillfully mind my business. I know without a shadow of a doubt, she was a hater, very antagonistic, very ugly behavior. It wasn't even giving bougie because I like bougie people. Okay. That's another whole story. I may not agree with everything bougie people do or stand for, but I am quite tickled and intrigued by a Omarosa, Christine Quinn, a Gabrielle Union, and two can play that game and deliver us from Eva. Right? We'll table that for now though. But this woman's behavior, she was a bully. Okay. You hear me? A whole bully. So I pray God remove her or me so I no longer have to interact with her, because it required a lot of patience and being very diplomatic with her. Especially because, I have a very unproblematic tone and approach. Okay. But God did not remove her or me from having to interact. So God allowed me to stay in that situation for a hot minute to develop me more and more. And when I tell you some of the new tactics and skills I learned for having to deal with such a person really took me to a higher level and intelligent political maneuvering, like the Armenian queen Zenobia of Palmyra. She was full of wisdom. She used to pretty much obliterate her adversaries through her strategy, because that's what this lady was. She was a whole adversary, a mess child, okay? And whatever you're struggling with, the plan is for you to go through it because it's preparing you for the next level. Let's say you're in an entry-level position and you're making an entry-level corporate salary of $60,000, right now. Okay. And you've been wanting to make a salary of $100,000 and you've applied for this job and that job and you've asked your employer for a raise and you feel like you've done everything that you possibly can in the last 3 to 5 years, from reskilling to getting your master's degree and networking. And you've even fasted and prayed, because we do know that some things only come by fasting and praying. Okay. According to book of Mark, chapter 9, verse 29 to be exact. But, you've done it all and still every door slammed in your face. But God will not take this struggle from you. He will not just give you what you want with this one. The issue is not whether you're aiming too high with your 6-figure salary request. Honestly, it's really nothing to make a 6-figure salary these days. And this is not a dig. So if you get it, you get it. And if you don't, you don't. But I'm going to explain to you why in just a sec. But if you disagree with me, we can tussle in the comments, because I'm actually up for a little vernacular squabble. Okay. But keep it cute. All right. What Kendrick Lamar say? Squabble up. It's really about the way you think. Sis, I need for you to come out of your square box thinking. Maybe in this struggle of yours, God is trying to elevate you, and everything you've done thus far that you thought would take you to the $100,000 salary range was actually never intended to get you to that salary range, right? At least in the way that you thought it would. And maybe God is forcing you to think about starting your own business, like finally putting your natural God-given gifts and talents to work, right? To bring in that additional 40,000 or more you're looking for to achieve that income level you're desiring, while also pushing you more and more into really changing your life in a major way. God does things to ensure he gets us exactly in the position he needs us to be, because he specializes like in shifting us, and he often does that by allowing us to pretty much go through things that will prune us. And pruning is just removing or peeling things away, or removing us from things in our life that are unproductive activities that are hindrances to our purpose. So, or also things that have pretty much reached their life cycle and cannot go with us into the next stage of our purpose. Next big dopamine hit is incoming and has been reset. Like that happy juice is going to feel so good, right? When that hit hits, it is hitting. Because you are now maximizing your potential, and you're not going to want to stop, and you're now activated in your next level. Like you're motivated and you're net profiting too. And that's what dopamine reset is all about, and the impact it plays in changing your life, literally sometimes overnight. So just remember that the first small step in changing your life is thinking about it. You weren't thinking about it before, and you are now. And that's change in itself. Think about Tabitha Brown. Y'all know Tabitha Brown. Love her. So y'all ease up on her now. She has a good spirit, and I really think Auntie means well and tries to be culturally sensitive and diplomatic the best she can, especially in this environment. So can we please stop canceling people on site? I mean, can we please give people a little bit more grace and chalk things up to maybe bad timing, but she meant well? Because we all need a little more grace. Am I right or am I right? And a lot of you need a whole lot of mercy, extra mercy, but not me. Not me though, because I am stellar and I am flawless as can be. I'm joking. But please, let's not cancel her. Thank you. She is such a positive vibe and a lovely soul, and she's the queen of vegan food and really her own empire. Now, I'm not a vegan girl at all. I need some beef, seafood, some smothered turkey wings, and chicken. Shout out to Chick-fil-A, because I need me a #1 original chicken sandwich meal with no pickles and a lemonade, no ice, and of course, all my sauces and a warm chocolate chip cookie. Because don't play with me. Sorry, Tabby. God made meat to eat, and eat right for your blood type, okay? Basically, eat right for your blood type studies said for my blood type, I need meat, okay? So meat I shall eat. But for real, Tabitha Brown was struggling with chronic pain, setbacks in like her acting career, and she was even dealing with financial issues. And she shared she didn't know for a while, like what was going on with her body and why she was having so much pain. So she did what we Black women do. Like we basically figure it out ourselves. Okay. Because if we don't do anything else, we self-diagnosing and we self-healing and self-medicating. That's just how we do. That's our culture. Tabby discovered a plant-based diet and went viral on social media for some of her plant-based mukbangs. Actually, you know what? I don't think it was a mukbang, but I do know she was like taste testing some of her vegan foods online and telling people to have a good day. And if you can't, don't you dare go messing up nobody else's. She ain't never lie, right? She ain't never lie. She said what she said, because y'all need to stop disrupting other people's day with your low dopamine energy. Like, we don't have time for that. Tabitha's healing journey not only fixed her chronic pain, but it also unlocked her full purpose, which is this empire she's built, basically, which has helped so many people. And it's become a household name. Every time I turn around, I'm seeing something about Tabitha Brown and just her YouTube stuff and just her online. She's done an amazing job, and she did that all through struggle. And she even retired her police officer hubby. You know what? Which we will reserve that for discussion for another day. Okay. Retiring your man off your coins. No tea, no shade. We will talk. But go Tabby. So now that's pretty much how you reset your dopamine and you change your life. And she did that. She did that. Dopamine me up any day, because I need that feel-good neurotransmitter transmitting. This is all about motivation and reward. And if you want the feeling to be a long-lasting one, then change is the name of the game. Start by thinking about it and then inch it forward. Like it says in the book, Dropping Gems 365, Gems with a Z, filled with daily wisdom and motivation by Nijan Eldane, a Live One co-author. I read my gems every day. Okay. The book is made just for her. Yes, for women, and it's sold everywhere books are sold, and it's a 5-star book. And I encourage you to get your copy today and leave a glowing review for that author. But yes, in Dropping Gems 365, the March 1st gem, it says it's really the small things and minuscule tasks you perform that will help you achieve some of your greatest goals in life. And without all of the small tasks, it's really hard to arrive at the big task. So let your inches pace you forward. My goodness, couldn't have said it better. To change your life and literally to do it overnight, like the mere fact that you are considering changing something to better your life and you're planning your steps is a significant incremental effort. Like, think of it as like planting the seed before watching the flower bloom. Like, you know, understand that whenever you are struggling with something, that is your map. That is your map. You know, I'm going to say it again. Whatever you are struggling with in your life, that is your map. It is your actual blueprint that says you must go this way through this pain to make it to your destination. Like, go through this struggle, right? This is leaning in. This is learning and growing. And that's when your dopamine naturally resets and continues to give you that hit that you need to keep you happy, to keep you motivated, and keep you energized about the amazing changes happening in your life. You may be wondering, why does the struggle exist within living a soft life? And the reason being is because living a soft life doesn't exempt us from life struggles. That's the reason. That's the reason. There's always going to be some type of struggle, something, right? Something there that we have to overcome. Soft life is about us living comfortably and minding our unbothered, blissful business. But again, we cannot ignore the psychological existence of dualism that we live with, right? We don't ignore it, we don't run from it, and we don't play the victim. We learn to manage the two and let them balance each other out. Thanks for listening to the Ever Airwaves Think podcast. If today's episode made you elevate, share it with someone who needs it. Until next time, keep questioning until you have those answers. I'm out.